Hello y'all, this is Ninja DC, and in today's LACA, I'm going to discuss dubs versus subs. Now, this is a huge subject, so I will limit the discussion to one series today, and revisit the dub versus sub war for another longer video. The series, if you didn't figure it out from the title, is Fairy Tail, a series that if you've been following my channel, you know is near and dear to my heart. And I love the dub more than original Japanese voice acting because of the changes they make that make it more true to the manga spirit, in my opinion at least. First off, a quick summary of dub styles. Yes, there are styles, and no, it's not simply good and bad. Generally, dubs tend to fall towards two sides of the scale, direct and adaptive. Direct is a direct dubbing of the Japanese voice acting that essentially tries to capture the exact translations and targets the Japanese VA's performance in terms of tone, with only minimal changes to avoid Google Translate-like situations. Names and locations often remain Japanese. An adaptive dub looks past the original Japanese dub and makes changes to usually be easier to understand in the dub culture or to be more authentic to the source material. You can change the name, but the general idea remains. A good example of direct versus adaptive dub would be Duck from Princess Tutu. A direct dub would have her name be Aru, while an adaptive dub would have it be Duck, which it was. Now, adaptive dubs have gotten a bad rap, mostly thanks to 4Kids in recent years, but there are good adaptive dubs. For example, Princess Mononoke is more of an adaptive dub by converting Japanese cultural ideas to Western relatable ones that are authentic to the source material's ideals, though some weebos still give Neil Gaiman for not keeping the title Princess Hime. I wish I was joking about that. Fairy Tail is another adaptive dub that makes changes to the original voice acting to make it more relatable and more authentic to the manga. Fairy Tail's English dub by Funimation, not the horrible semi-fan-specific English dub that still floats around, makes a lot of subtle changes to the original Japanese. Too many to list, but the general trend is more towards goofy and originality. The Japanese dubbing's humor relied more on dry comedy based around being serious about the insane, while the English is more about embracing the insanity. By originality, I also mean distinctness between character voices in terms of dialect, idiosyncrasies, and tone, etc., etc. There is also distinctly more Western pop cultural references. Why these changes work is they better embody the tone of the source material, well, manga in this case. Part of this is playing up Fairy Tail's not-so-serious tone I brought up in the past. The English voice actors play up the comedy really spectacularly. Part of this I think can be attributed to voice acting culture. Most Western animations are aimed at kids and comedy, while Japanese cast a wider net that overall tends to favor drama. So it makes sense Fairy Tail's English VAs can do comedy better. But hey, don't take my word for it, listen for yourself.
Hey guys, ready for some more Fairy Tail? Yo! テレビの前のみんな!
Well then, I give up. You win. Goodbye.
そう。ジュビアの負けだわ。ごきげんよう。
Come on. What's with all the tears all of a sudden?
あなたが泣いてどうするの?
How'd it go, Lucy? You finished the job like a good girl?
Yeah, I guess so.
どうじゃった、ルーシー。仕事はうまくいったかの?
This more comedic focus, in my opinion, as a Fairy Tail fan since its anime's fall debut on Crunchyroll in 2009, better fits the manga's tone. This is a series where a half Owlman and a Kiss Siren are just taken as par the course. It's not meant to be taken too seriously, so voice acting that is more comedy focused just gels better. Not to mention Fior, the country the series takes place in, is very obviously modeled after Europe. The characters having funny accents and making Western pop cultural references actually fits better than a Japanese VA cast. On top of this, Funimation also had the luxury of more time for casting, with a clear knowledge that the series was in it for the long haul. The original series was supposed to only be less than 50 episodes, when the Japanese team picked their cast just for reference. That said, not everything is better. I find Juvia's English voice acting absolutely hilarious, and an improvement from the Japanese voice acting. But I do miss the Japanese Grey-sama, which, because of, cultural references, is not there. Also, while I've grown to love Lucy's English voice actress, I still find her Japanese VA the definitive Lucy, as her performance captures Lucy's modern Princess Stuck in Neverland vibe to a T. Her performance is as loved by me as Christian Freeman's Alucard, just to put it in perspective. However, These are exceptions that are cancelled out by perfect English dub castings, like Natsu, whose English VA is an astronomical improvement over the Japanese. So yeah, I prefer Fairy Tail's English dub because it does not simply try to copy the Japanese dub, but interpret the source material. This is why I consider Fairy Tail a star example of a good adaptive dub, while also understanding why fans who've been following this sub might have an initial shock, as there are very distinct changes. Well, this is Ninja DC. Keep calm and an open mind.
Yeah, well, you were the one who started shouting at me, right, Squinty? You exhibitionist! You glutton!
Just like third graders.
So what else is new?
Dan, what exactly did I do to provoke you, you fire clown? You pervy flasher! Be careful, punk!
Lame insults, guys.
They start to run out.
Pretty much!
Dracarys.